to this vlog. It's been a chaotic start, as I'm sure it will continue to be, but I thought I would actually sit down and talk to you about the books I'm reading right now. I've been listening to the audiobook for The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which has been on my TBR for ages. But this morning, disaster struck. I borrowed this from the library on audiobook, and I knew that it was like coming up soon. And then because of my busy weekend, I like completely dropped off, and I thought I had today to listen to the rest of it basically all in one go because I'm 75% through. So it's really like the juicy part is coming up now. It actually was due at like 10 a.m. and it's now 10:30. So I don't have the audiobook anymore to finish that, but I had a look and my library has the ebook available now. The audiobook has like 11 people in line. So I'm not getting that anytime soon. But yes, that's my like fun and engaging book at the moment, and I was really liking it. I don't think I have very strong feelings about it, but I like the writing style and I like the main relationship and being in the head of... I have actually no idea what his name is. It starts with P. Pericles or something. I don't know Greek names. I was getting a bit bored in the like war section, which is so surprising. It just didn't feel like there was a whole lot of development happening. So I am ready for the final section to really hit. Hello Basil. Guest appearance. Okay, don't knock it over. I started reading this short story collection called After Australia, which is all POC and Indigenous, and it's sort of like an opportunity for these authors to have a reckoning with the like colonial and like white supremacist realities of this country. It's weird because I don't know how much of my audience is Australian or not, and I don't know like what context people have for, I don't know, just like the politics and society here, but it sounded interesting. And like some of the themes it has in the back was like climate catastrophe, police brutality, white genocide, totalitarian rule, and the erasure of Black history. I don't know how I feel about this so far. I think a lot of them just have that feeling of introducing a concept but like not necessarily taking it that far or like doing something interesting with it. And then the final book I'm reading at the moment is The Trauma of Caste by, I think her name's Thanmozi. I'm also reading that on my laptop, so I'm like getting to it kind of slowly because I just read it a little bit in the morning. Just thought I'd give a little bit of context. Caste is a system that's existed within South Asia, not just India and not just in Hinduism, but yeah, it's really pervasive, and Dalit people have previously been called untouchables, but I think that word is like less in use, and there's a lot of politics around reclaiming a Dalit identity, and different people have different like variations on that. Long story short, Dalit people have been oppressed and a lot of violence has been caused. So this book talks about those harms within South Asia, but also within the diaspora and the West, which is quite interesting because the author is American. It also makes a case for caste abolition and draws a lot from other struggles for justice, such as obviously like Black liberation, but also does look a lot at like sexual violence and survivorship. It's very much a political text. This book so far feels very introductory in a lot of ways, or like it just really sets the scene and sets the tone from the perspective of like a Dalit anti-caste like activist and organizer. But it's exciting. I have so many notes that I've been taking and like links to other things that I want to research or read about more. I'm enjoying it. But yes, I still am missing that kind of like really addictive, entertaining book. But I put in a reservation for Robin Hobb's book, Assassin's Apprentice, because basically the two big like fantasy authors that I want to try are Robin Hobb and Brandon Sanderson, and the Robin Hobb one just had like the shortest wait list at my library, so I'm gonna give that a go. It's been kind of exciting to be a bit more intentional with my reading and try to really cross things off my TBR, because I went through and updated everything from Goodreads onto Storygraph, which I'm using now. So if you want to follow me on Storygraph, please, yeah, add me as a friend. The link is down below. I shortened it from like 300 books to 180, which is still a lot. Anyway, I should get on with my day. Today's a Monday, so technically I have a little bit of work to do. My housemates are out of town for a little while, so I am gonna have quite like a slow pace and just be by myself. So I figure this is a good push to try and actually vlog. And yeah, it'll hopefully just be like a chill, cozy time, at least for this next week. Hello, little update. I've had a kind of busy week, but not a lot of reading. Monday, I got my period. I don't know if that's TMI, but I just felt like being a couch potato the whole day. So I just watched a bunch of Great British Bake Off and also a series called Rainbow Rishta, which is on Amazon Prime. Basically a series of like queer stories in India, just like following their experience being queer. I really loved it. It made me so emotional. Literally the first like 1 minute I was crying. So yes, I didn't do much on Monday, but then the last 2 days have been work. Not even that intense days of work, but I've just been really tired and crashing afterwards. Today we have a launch for a campaign that I'm working for in my job. Our election is coming up soon in Australia, so we're trying to have lots of climate conversations as part of the election. Basically, I won't go into too much detail, but the main aim is to like have lots of conversations with the community because people are a little bit more like interested or open to talking about politics around the election. It's a good way to like engage people. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna like shift the results of the election because we're pretty like small. It's more about, yeah, having those good quality conversations and like training our volunteers so that whatever we do later, we have like a good base and people who are really interested, which I really love. I love having conversations. That is like a really important tool in my mind in having stronger communities. That's like what I feel excited about with this campaign and these next few months of work. But today is the launch event for all of that. So I have a little bit of like errands to run. So yes, I will show you a little bit of the behind the scenes. Fun sock cameo and parcel. That I just forget to film everything, so there are no clips from today. But the launch event was a big success. We had like almost 100 people and we were thinking we'll get like 40 to 50. The real question is who's gonna stick around to have lots of conversations and do the different tactics of the campaign. I should stick with my goal and do a bit of reading and journaling before bed, but I just really want to like watch TV instead. The cravings are real. Looking fresh. It's been about a week probably since I last filmed anything. This week has been a not great start to the week, to be honest. I felt really overwhelmed. Still haven't read much. I got through a few more of the stories in After Australia, but honestly I'm kind of tired of it, and my other book I reserved, Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hogg, has just come in at the library, so I kind of want to go return this and pick that one up instead. I'm nearly finished. I only have like 2 stories left. But just overall, yeah, none of these have really done anything for me. I was really excited to read Omar Sakura. He's like a poet that has been recommended a few times, but then his story was like, it had some like random incest in it. There was also like a poetry one that I just read that was kind of nice. There was one stanza I really liked. We are myth translated into truth. A body is history made visceral. A reversal, the ancient made new. I liked that. So I liked this poetry bit by Kaya Ortiz. I think I've partly been struggling because I'm struggling with work at the moment. I'm just feeling a bit nihilistic and hopeless about politics and the election, and I should just keep trying to work with people and interacting with people to not feed the nihilism. I've come down and made myself some food. There's the steam. And I also already had 1 cup of this tea earlier today, which is just like a herbal one with, oh my god, I cut the top of it off. Aniseed, fennel and cardamom. But I loved it so much that I made myself another cup of it. So this is my little setup now, and I'm actually so excited. The dal is like whatever, it's just like a canned thing that was on sale. But I'm really excited for the salad and the tea. Oh my god. First of all, a lot of nice writing in this chapter. Secondly, a lot is happening. I feel like I really left off the audiobook right when things started happening. So no wonder I was like, ugh, I'm sick of the war. Little did I know, I just thought this was going to be a single event and a single conflict. But Achilles is like, do not say that until you have heard the rest of what I've done. Don't do that. That's so rude. Okay, Achilles pisses me off sometimes. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. What the hell is happening for the last 2 chapters? Okay, sad. Okay, I finished it and it's almost 1 AM. It's hard to like critique the narrative because it is a retelling. It's kind of frustrating, but I guess that is what mythology can be like. Basil is purring very loudly in my lap. I liked it. I didn't love it either. I don't know any of this mythology, so it's kind of interesting to read about it, and I just did like a very quick Google search. I could see myself reading more kind of retellings and also reading Circe by this author, but this isn't my favorite. It's pretty adorable, and I'm going to bed.
can't see my feet. I'm like Jesus walking on water. I'm just like...
Hey, I thought I'd do a little update with my cup of tea. I've been struggling to film. I'm still just figuring out what it looks like, because to be honest, I'm still figuring out what my life looks like. So it's very hard to like fit this in as a consistent hobby, I guess. At the moment, I've got a friend visiting who lives in Sydney and is staying with me for a week. I have still been reading a bunch, reading a lot of The Trauma of Caste in the morning. I mean, it's very slow going. It's talking about like a lot of like trauma a lot and how that is felt in the body and things like that. It is a very like present way of starting the day. I try to like not rush through it for the sake of reading it, but more sit and experience, and I really like that about the book. Like she often asks the reader to stop and breathe and feel the impact of what has just been said, and it holds a lot of space for people who are deeply connected to this. That's still going on slowly. And then I finally re-borrowed Braiding Sweetgrass, which I like listened to a very little bit, but I just didn't read it in time for my library loan to go back. I'm listening to it on audiobook, so I had to like wait for several weeks, and now I've got it back again, and I'm a bit worried because it's due in a week and I really have not made a lot of progress, but I've been trying to listen to it while I like walk, and I really love it. It's such a beautiful experience listening to. I love the author's voice. She narrates the audiobook herself, and there's just something so comforting about her voice. Like I highly recommend the audiobook. And also her storytelling is so beautiful. She's like a poet, and it's just really lovely and very grounding as well. It's about a relationship to the world and nature. Obviously that means that comes across in the writing and the stories that are being shared. So yeah, it's just really nice. It feels very comforting, and like, you know, the author is also a mother, and it genuinely feels like this like warm motherly presence that you're listening to, or you're like being read a storybook or something. And finally, I have got my hands on Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I'm really getting into this library borrowing, but it's stressing me out a bit as well because I also haven't started this, and there's a big like waiting list on it, so I know I can't renew it. I read like the first 15 pages. I read the first chapter, and I think I'm gonna really like it. Those are all of my updates for now, I guess. I don't know when the fuck this video is gonna even go up, because at this point it's like a month of content, but not very consistently, like very small bits of content. So maybe when I finish this book and Braiding Sweetgrass, it will be the end of this vlog. I'm in the middle of my work day, so I should get back to work, and I also have uni class very soon. Oh yeah, it's my first week of uni. That's another big thing. I'm studying teaching. I really gotta go so that I'm not late to that class.
Which way the coin will land, then why bother at all? Then why bother at all? I said, sometimes it's alright, baby, give it a chance. You've had your way before. You've had your way before. statement. If she's walking, see my chin laid on the pavement. Take the photo, take them all, she should be famous. Yeah. Well, she only spoke through music.
I'm halfway through the book. For some reason, I have this idea that I can finish the book today. I don't know if that'll happen. I haven't given any updates, but I'm really liking it. We're following Fitz, who's the bastard son of the heir in this kingdom, but his father kind of renounces the title, and Fitz grows up as like a stable boy. Amongst other things, starts getting trained as an assassin. It's been several years now, and he kind of has his place in the court, or yeah, whatever you want to call it. Not amongst the kind of higher born, really, as just like a working stable boy. But there's still so much complexity that hasn't quite been revealed to him, and also to us as the readers. I just had a moment of like, oh, why are we being given like little drops and like not the full picture? So I wanted to come talk to the camera, because I was like, it's not a bad frustration, it's like what's gonna happen? What's still being kept a bit blurry, and why? He has these like teacher mentor figures who are, you know, not the best. They have their quirks, and they definitely don't like telling him more than he should know. It's like a fun frustration for sure, and it makes me just like keen to keep reading. So far, you know, the stakes haven't been that high, and it hasn't been that like gritty or tumultuous. Like, it has felt like a little la la la, watching him grow up. Like, he definitely is experiencing shit things, but it's more just like, this is the reality of the kingdom. A lot of people get fucked over, which is very classic, I guess, medieval fantasy vibes. I'm liking just the atmosphere and getting into like the rhythm of the story, but we'll see. There might be a shift of tone in the second half of the book. There are definitely ominous things being set up, but I'm finding that interesting too. I don't want to give things away, but I'm really interested in the theme of, I guess, like connectedness and humanity. That's a really vague way of putting it. Pretty early on, you find out that the main character Fitz has this sort of ability where he's just aware of the thoughts and feelings of all like animals and humans. There's also a threat that has been sort of shown to us, but we don't know a huge amount about it and how it works. It hasn't played a huge plot element yet. It's just sort of happening in the background. That's kind of like a disconnection from other humans and kinship. I don't want to explain it too much, but I just think it's interesting because I just read Braiding Sweetgrass. That's a book that's really about Indigenous ways of living and knowledge that acknowledges the aliveness of not just animals but also plants, and just ecosystems as a whole, and the connectedness. That's the lens that I really value and want to see more of in my own life. So I've thought about it a lot, I guess, in that philosophical or ethical sense. So it's interesting to me that it is kind of being used as a plot element where, like, broadly I get this idea that the awareness of and interconnectedness of living things is a really special thing that Fitz kind of experiences and doesn't know what to make of. For him, it's just like a thing that he isn't sure what to do with, but I find really interesting. And then there's this threat that is all about disconnection. So yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes, both in terms of the plot, but also in terms of like the themes and what it has to say about humanity and society. Because you know me, those are the things I like. We just met Lady Patience, I guess like a stepmother type person, except she's not been involved with his life at all. And I really love her. I really like her character. I think she's so fun. She has like little flowers tattooed on her ankle. How cute is that? I would not have expected to see tattoos mentioned amongst the royalty. I didn't think I'd be very interested in the romance, but I kind of like it. It's not a big part of the book at all, but they just had a moment. Not quite a romance yet, but it's sweet. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. What a journey we have been on. I feel like I had some real ups and downs in both my reading, but also my life. I wasn't expecting the last few months to be such a transition period, but that's what I'm accepting it as. It really looks like I don't interact with anyone. There's not a lot of other people in my clips. I promise I do have friends and like colleagues and stuff. I just really have been too shy to film in front of people. But also, yeah, I did spend a lot of time at home over the last few months just trying to cope with uni and going back to work and like a bit of mental health. And I think my biggest change going forward is I'm going to have a bit more of a focused theme for the vlogs rather than just saying I'm going to film things and see what happens. I think I need more direction, both to organize my thoughts around my work and politics if I want to show that side, or the books that I'm reading, because otherwise they just all flow onto each other. I'll have a reading wrap up very soon to really give you my thoughts on all of these books. And my next vlog is probably going to focus on the rest of the Robin Hobb series. I also am really keen to do a video on the key kind of types of organizing that I have learned. There's like 3 streams, and I think I have a book for each of those streams of organizing that I want to read and then talk to you about. So that might be my next kind of project. I'm leaving it there. Goodbye from me, and also from Lux, who has crashed my little tripod setup. Oh my god, she looks so cozy.